Alrighty, let's get started. First and foremost, this is going to be the last video of 2025 on this channel. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone out there. Hopefully you all are going to have a safe and wonderful evening. I might be uploading a new video tomorrow. Regardless, there's going to be so much more content on this channel for 2026. Can't wait. Everything that I'm showing on the screen here is going to be linked down below. And I'll also go ahead and add this playlist right here that I'm filling up. And I'm really excited because over the next couple weeks and also the next couple months, this playlist is going to grow and grow and grow. This is going to be episode number 6 to how I reverse polycystic kidney disease type 1. This episode is going to annoy and irritate, piss off a lot of people. I'm not sorry, but it's the truth of the matter, the stuff that we're going to be covering. If you want to see my medical records from doing keto, doing ketovore, doing carnivore, definitely check out this video, case report, improving polycystic kidney disease, uploaded on Santa Barbara Nutrients channel. My case report will be an official published case study early next year. I believe Melina said it should be fully finalized and uploaded probably by the springtime, which means you can just go ahead and find it published on the internet. Maybe it's going to attract definitely a lot of like YouTube doctors in the low carb or no carb community to really bring light to ketogenic therapy for polycystic kidney disease. Once again, as always, my YouTube channel is a carnivore-based channel, but I am a firm believer that there is more than one way to be in a state of ketosis. If you want to do a plant-based version, if you just want to do the standard version or a red meat version or carnivore, it's all about what works for you and it's all about your blood work. But if you never try and never take the commitment to see what things do for you, then you're never going to really heal your body like you very well can. A lot of people just really don't fully commit, unfortunately, and I'm actually getting a lot of opposition elsewhere on the internet. Probably going to be talking about that in a separate video, but this is also a really good playlist as well too. That's going to be down below. Definitely check out these top 3 videos, and I have videos doing interviews with Dr. Thomas Wimes, Dr. Jacob Torres, which is a very long one, very, very well done too. Okay, let's go ahead and irritate some people. And once again, I'm not sorry because this is honestly the truth of the matter. And today we're going to be talking about that is not keto. Oh no, what's this? You're telling me that Rebel Keto ice cream is not really keto? How can this be? So I started doing this last year at the end of May, right after my MRI. And for about 2.5 months, up until middle of August, I was utterly suffering. If I honestly did not go through a program and especially meet my dietitian, private dietitian, not insurance dietitian, I did see my insurance dietitian for one visit. This person would not even look at anything. I brought legitimately over 50 pages of print out material. Did not even care. Just did not want to hear it. Oh, you know, we can do the DASH diet for you. Did not care. And I'm so glad that I went with someone else because I probably would have failed if I had listened and if I had been definitely worked with someone that did not believe in my journey. Let me just go ahead and say this. But for the first 2.5 months, I was still drinking a lot of alcohol. I was making myself, it was, oh boy, I'm drawing a blank here. Diet tonic water, gin tonics. So basically some gin, some diet gin, some diet tonic water, Still not healthy for you. Yes, your liver is going to take the most damage, but alcohol is poison. Just you got to go ahead and admit that. It really is. It's poison. I lied to myself during my 20s that I honestly really was not an alcoholic, because during my 20s, I would get blackout drunk maybe about like 3 to 4 times per week. So I considered myself not to be an alcoholic because I did not drink every single day, and I also wasn't waking up and drinking as well too. However, if you cannot stop drinking alcohol once it touches your lips like me, you're an alcoholic. You just gotta look yourself in the face and say the truth. And there in food addiction is real. I have gotten into a lot of arguments, unfortunately, with people over this ice cream, and it's not ice cream. I don't consider this crap to be ice cream. I'll go ahead and get to what real ice cream is momentarily in this video, and I promise that I actually will upload some videos showing you how to make real ice cream at home, because periodically I actually do make real ice cream at home. Rebel ice cream, what is it? So I was eating this nonsense for I want to say the first 2 months, and I had a lot of digestive issues. I'm still dealing with some gut issues right now, not as bad as last year, but last year I had a lot of gut issues. Not to mention another topic that I'm going to be talking about here momentarily. Maybe not a lot of you all have really drank in this one, the sugar-free beverages, but we're going to be getting to this momentarily. This right here is definitely a gut killer as well. But going back to this, so Rebel ice cream is beyond deadly. Why is it deadly, Nightmare? Well, because it tastes so friggin' amazing. This ice cream literally tastes like Ben & Jerry's. It is so real. The cookie dough version of this is out of this world. It is something that, like, your taste buds will just be, wow, you know, this is amazing. We have keto ice cream. This is amazing. You know, let's go ahead and look at some of the ingredients here. So let's go ahead and look at the details very quickly before we dive in to pretty much everything. So the details right here. Okay. I always love dissecting this stuff because it's pretty humorous what some of these companies go ahead and say. 0 sugar per pint, not a low-calorie food, see nutritional facts. 16 carbs, fiber, okay, sugar, alcohol, 1.1 carbs per serving. Let's be realistical. Nobody is having 1 serving. Nobody in the history of the world do I ever know has only had 1 serving of ice cream. For anyone that is unaware, 1 serving of any ice cream, it could be Ben & Jerry's, it could be this crapola, it could be whatever. 1 serving is legitimately like 2 small scoops of ice cream. Nobody does 1 serving. You're gonna have probably either 1.5 or maybe 2, maybe even 2.5 servings, okay? It doesn't work like that. And the reason why is because of, 1, the lack of protein that makes you full, and secondly, it's also the lack of Mother Nature ingredients that are not going to cause sugar cravings. Okay, so anyways, per serving, 3.3, yep, lactose free. If you have lactose problem, sure, you know, this may appeal to you. Keto, that's bullshit. This is made by the processed food companies. This is not keto. It is a utter lie. Non-GMO, full fat, okay. The 2.5 years that my kidneys were growing, I literally was eating non-GMO, I was eating organic, non-GMO sugary yogurt. Hardly any protein, hardly any fat, 25 grams of sugar, 20 grams of added sugar, 25 grams of carbs. Carbs are sugar when they're refined, especially. Give me a break. No. Okay, absolutely not. That's another absolute lie. We take things people love and make them without things they hate. It's a factory-made food. This is a factory-made food. It's not keto. Keto is not a healthy, kidney-friendly, ketogenic diet is not factory-made food. This is a factory-made food item. It's mass-produced. I hate to put the truth out there, but this is not ketogenic friendly. Okay, it's literally a lie, and it's right there in your face. We take the things people love, like sugar and sketchy alternatives, or you could just go ahead and stop eating sugar. You're not going to die at all. Sugar is there is zero dietary sugar requirement. Full fat, full flavor, low sugar, low net carbs. Sorry about that. Just got a text message. Hold on. There we go. Rebel Make It Right Instagram. Okay, there we go. Rebel Ice Cream. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stuff here. So, serving size, 2/3 of 1 cup. Nobody has a serving size of anything. This ice cream tasted friggin' unbelievable. Utterly unbelievable. I can go ahead and tell you, last year when I was eating this stuff, I was not having like 2/3 of 1 cup. I was probably eating half of this like pint. Very, very high on the total carbs, low on the protein. Protein will make you full. You need protein. Okay? There is a really big topic that people with kidney disease, that they think they need to avoid protein like the plague. Protein will keep you full. You gotta have protein, okay? Sure, you got fat, but you also got carbs, okay? You got carbs, you got fat, but you got no protein, okay? And if you are fighting a lot of stuff, if you're fighting obesity, you're fighting hypertension, you're fighting cardiovascular disease, you're fighting insulin resistance, high blood sugars, you may need very, very low carbs. This could very well hinder your healing journey. Let's go ahead and look at some of this stuff, right? Oh, product disclaimer. Something that a lot of people don't ever read. What is this? Oh, well, we are committed to providing the most accurate to our customers, support voluntary information, new claims, okay, accuracy of online sources, experience, situations, just going through this very quickly. Encourage customers to read the labels of products. How many people read the labels of products? To be honest, I really never did up until my kidneys started growing. And I really wish that I knew all this stuff like years ago. And I really wish I knew what could make my kidneys grow and what could make my kidneys shrink. But we really just do not read the ingredients. We really got to ignore the calories and focus on the ingredients, and also focus on the breakdown of what the macros are: protein, fat, and carbs. Customers read the labels. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and look at this ingredient. What do you notice for the ingredients? It's a paragraph. Being on a ketogenic diet, you are consuming products that have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 for some spices, because Chosen mayonnaise or Primal Kitchen salad dressings, they do have a long list, but that's also because they're adding in a lot of natural, like pepper, paprika, salt, maybe adding in some herbs, drawing a blank here, rosemary. So there is exceptions, but let's go ahead and look at this. we got cream, we got water. I'm not going to try to pronounce this word. I always mess it up. This is a artificial sweetener. It's not supposed to spike your blood sugar, but here's the catch. Was this around thousands of years ago? I honestly don't even know why this is listed twice. Does that mean that there's 2 times the amount listed in here? This honestly might be a typo. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it is a typo. Was this around like thousands of years ago? But then again, you got to remember this is also sunflower. So Lynchin, drawing a blank here too. It's basically pretty much like an additive. However, there are people that are definitely sensitive to this type of stuff. Cocoa, vanilla extract, monk fruit. Monk fruit, I believe, is the sweetener they're using. Another additive, milk protein isolate. That's also another additive. Natural mint flavor. A lot of these companies get away with adding very addicting ingredients because they list it as natural flavors. Got a whole bunch of stuff, honestly, that is just a bunch of additives. Okay? This is not real keto. Something like this may not kick you out of a state of ketosis, especially if you are watching your blood sugars. But something like this, in my opinion, okay, so if I had to go ahead and pick 2 options, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which is just, as you know, sugar, 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 and refined carbs, and also Rebel ice cream. If I had to pick one to have on my birthday or a holiday, I would pick Rebel ice cream. Okay, I really would. However, you could just do the homemade option, like I said. And the homemade option really requires a blender or a food processor or a hand blender. And all you're doing is taking maybe half a cup of blueberries or maybe half a cup of strawberries. You could do mixed berries, so a quarter cup of blueberries, quarter cup of strawberries. You could do 1 cup of cottage cheese if you're a cottage cheese fan. You could do 1 cup of heavy cream. You could do 1 cup of cream cheese. You stick it into a blender, whatever you may like. You blend it on up. You pop it in the freezer. You got real ice cream. If you want to do carnivore ice cream, you take 1 cup of heavy cream. You basically take a couple raw eggs for the protein factor. And then you blend it up, pop it in the freezer. There you go. If you are taking electrolytes with a sweetener, or if you're taking Keto Citra, you can definitely add in a little bit of that for some sweetness. That is real homemade ice cream, okay? The protein is going to make you full. And there's barely no protein here. It doesn't make you full. And all these artificial sweeteners, it's gonna make you crave sugar like it did to me and many, many others. But like I said, this really is a holiday item in my opinion. Maybe you're gonna have this on New Year's Eve or maybe next year for your birthday. But this item is not something to have every day. I have gone into arguments of people within the low carb polycystic kidney disease community that consume this on a daily basis. And I'm like, look, I don't know what, like, no, we are on a whole food. If you want ice cream, you make it out of whole food ingredients. Even taking some berries and some full fat Greek yogurt, blending that up too. That's another thing too. If you like yogurt, you can do some full fat Greek yogurt. That tastes out of this world. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and talk about this because not a lot of people actually consume this. To be honest, more people in the PKD community actually go for Rebel ice cream. I was consuming these zero sugar energy drinks during the 2.5 years that my kidneys were growing, probably a couple times per week. Now, when I was doing keto from August of last year up until December, I was consuming one of these drinks typically after a gym cycle. So what I do to really shell shock my body, and if anyone is having some problems at the gym, if you are on a weight, if you are trying to lose weight and you're on a weight loss stall, you need to shell shock your system. If you are on a weight gaining stall, which means you're lifting, you're not putting on any more muscle mass, you need to shell shock your system. Every 3 weeks, I typically change up workouts that I do. And what it does is it shell shocks my body. And I also do different exercises on different days. This works for my body. It may not work for your body, but it does for mine. I actually experience weight gaining stalls like actually periodically. So for example, like on Monday, if I do a push day, if I'm doing chest, tries, chest muscles, triceps, and core, to shell shock my system, maybe I'll go ahead and do shoulders and legs on Monday instead of doing chest, tries, and core. Shell shock your system. So after 3 weeks, I would give myself a reward during keto to mentally satisfy me, and I would have one of these energy drinks. Now, I did actually test my ketone levels. I did actually test my glucose levels. These drinks did not spike my blood sugar. I was still in ketosis, and there is absolutely zero nutritional value to consume this bullshit at all. It has zero nutritional value at all. This is not keto. It's made by Monster. They make high sugar energy drinks. Like, come on. Zero sugars per can. Let's go ahead and say all sources. It has a lot of stuff that I'm not even going to try to pronounce here. But once again, it has a lot of paragraph style stuff. Okay. We look at the can. Yeah, it's only total carbs is 6. A little bit decent in sodium, no protein, no fat, no calories. You are literally getting, oh wait, what's this? Warning. Oh, warning. Consume responsibly. Oh, what's this? Not recommended for children. What? Not recommended for children? I never knew that. I was drinking this stuff for 2.5 years. What? What? Not recommended for children? Okay, why? People sensitive to caffeine, pregnant women, or nursing with... You know, I don't really mean to get political at all, but I am a very big fan of Make America Healthy Again. And I'm also a really big fan of making the world healthy again as well, too. RFK Jr.'s vision aligns with what I see fit. And we just went through a very dramatic time with especially talking about autism in children that literally set people off the deep end. Yeah, over-the-counter medication when you're pregnant more than likely is really probably not the best, okay? A lot of people have to really tough it out, and it really does suck because pain is something that we all must, like, endure. But you gotta remember, thousands of years ago, human beings have been enduring pain since the beginning of time. Okay, I actually had to have some dental work done a couple months ago, and I chose not to have Novocaine. My dentist looked at me like I was batshit crazy, and I'm like, no. And my dentist said, well, you know, your kidney function is fine, right? Yeah, my kidney function is 111. But no, No, well, we normally no. I literally looked her in the eyes and said, I will get up and I will leave this office. And then guess what? She ended up doing the dental work regardless. It was a little painful, I'm not gonna lie. I had my earbuds in. I was blasting my favorite music, Hatebreed, death metal band. And I'm sitting there and I'm just saying some prayers, and also I'm saying, you want to know what? If I was around 2,000 years ago, yeah, I'd be enduring the pain. So our society has to endure. We've become very tolerable to a lot of this artificial nonsense. But okay, so warning, this is very, very big. Once again, a lot of disclaimers right here. That's very big too. Ingredients: carbonated water, once again, artificial nonsense. Additives. Sucralose is a sugar alcohol. Sorbic acid, a preservative. I actually believe this one might be, don't quote me on this, but it might be in one of Dr. Wimes's study talking about additives. A bunch of other stuff they put in here. Yeah, this is not keto. Okay, so long and short story, then I'm going to wrap up this video here. I was consuming this product up until January of this year. And I got done doing a 48-hour water fast. I got done doing a 48-hour water fast. It was over on Sunday. And I believe that I ended up having this actually on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So it was a couple days after my water fast. And earlier this year, I actually got into doing water fasting very frequently. I tried to do a prolonged fast minimum once per month, anywhere between 24 to 48 hours. And I ended up having one of these after lunch as a afternoon treat. I literally had a very hard time, and I thought that I was going to puke. And I got very nauseous, and I had to stop working. And I was actually contemplating a little bit, maybe should I go to the hospital or something? I felt very, very sick. So the only reason I could really think of why that pretty much happened is because my body had just detoxed so much crap over water fasting, because when you fast, you detox. If you want to detox chemicals from your body, you fast. Okay? No, there is no such thing as, oh, I'm going to be doing a plant detox. That's stupid. I'm going to be doing maybe, no. If you want to fast, if you want to detox chemicals from your body, you fast. That is the proper way to detox. If you want to totally reset your body, you fast. You do a water fast. You will reset your body. I have a military background. I went to Marine Corps boot camp back in May of 2007. Graduated August of 2007. I had my entire family down at Parris Island, South Carolina. And for the first time in 3 months, I had kind of like a half a day off to spend time with my family. So the first thing we did was go to a gas station on base. I actually got a full-blown green Monster. I believe there's 100 grams of sugar, 50 grams of carbs. It's just it's a sugar monster. And then I ended up getting a Snickers bar. I ended up chugging nearly half of the Monster. I ate the entire Snickers bar. In about 5 minutes, I felt like I was going to puke. The blood sugar spike that my body was not used to happened. And I stood there very quietly. I remember my mom said, hey, are you? I'm like, I honestly got very sick. If we were to take all these items and go ahead and go into a teleport machine back in time thousands of years ago and hand out some of these real sugar energy drinks, give them to the local population, it would be the equivalent of us handing out cocaine and ecstasy at a nightclub. People would be dancing around like crazy. People would be going bananas. That is really a wake-up call for people to understand how sugar is truly detrimental to our bodies. There are many, many case studies about how sugar is actually more addictive than party drugs. I don't have any pulled up here, but I will be making a video on it. But if this video irritated you for whatever reason, I'm not sorry. It's the truth. It really is. This is not keto. It's artificial nonsense. Any items that you see that says keto, stay away from, because it's probably loaded with something. We are a whole food community. If you are doing a standard ketogenic diet, that's fine. More power to you. If you are doing a plant-based ketogenic diet, hey, see what it does, more power to you. If you're doing a ketovore or a carnivore ketogenic diet for PKD or anything, more power to you. But you're going to be consuming a whole food diet. That's primarily why I really do love carnivore, is because you don't really I got to make a separate video, because eating deli meats and going to McDonald's getting like beef patties, that's not carnivore. Okay, no, that really is like a cheat day in a way. But otherwise, yeah, definitely if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like, subscribe for future content, and definitely let me know down below if you choose to comment. Just please be cautious of all these ingredients, especially if you are fighting a lot of issues. All right, hope everyone's going to be safe for New Year's Eve. Love you all. Please be safe as always. Catch you on the next one. Later.